On October 29th, 1969, the first ever message was sent over the internet. And since then, its use has exploded. I hate it here. And if you told 15-year-old me that she was gonna grow up and hate the internet, she'd call you a dumb twat, but here we are. Like, do you remember when the internet was great? We would play games, chat with our friends, and social media wasn't some soul-sucking obligation. And I know, nostalgia is one hell of a drug, but I'm not the only one to feel this way.
Oh, that your phone is scrambling your brain like an egg on drugs.
Have you felt different about technology lately?
The internet has got worse.
Anyone else notice lately how terrible the internet's getting?
Everything's kind of boring now.
Has the internet gotten worse, or have I made a Faustian bargain with personal freedom that has led to the deterioration of my relationship with the internet?
And doing research for this video has made me realize it is so much worse than I originally thought. Like, awful real life things have happened because the internet is the way it is.
What do the Republic of Gambia, a genocide in Myanmar, and Facebook have in common?
UN investigators say Facebook had played a key role in fueling that violence.
Well, a new bombshell investigation exposes Facebook's growing struggle to tackle hate speech in Myanmar. The social media site has been used to incite violence against Rohingya refugees.
I'm afraid that Facebook has now turned into a beast.
Like, I'm not saying the internet is the only reason for those things, but it is a major contributing factor to them. So why has the internet gotten so shit? And what can we do about it? The internet used to feel like an adventure. Like, there was always something new to discover. Sure, those discoveries would sometimes scar us for life, but there was always something new. Think about all the sites you would use pre-2015. There were different sites and different communities for different things. Gaming and art and music and movies and talking about all of those things and talking to your friends. But now there's like 4, maybe 5 places online. And that's because of this walled garden approach. The basic idea is that the more time you spend within a company's ecosystem, their garden, the more money that they're gonna make. Let's take Google for example. You can watch, learn, read, write, present, buy, all while never leaving Google. And that's why, even though we spend more of our time online than ever before, it feels like it's shrinking. Because gardens are getting bigger, but the amount of gardens are getting smaller. There's less and less out there, which means less and less unique things, creative things. Combine that with this late-stage capitalism or enshittening stuff, where companies are just getting worse. Let's again use Google for an example. Used to be great. Google used to be amazing. Who was the first king of England? Who invented beer? What's the 3rd most spoken language in the world? You wanna know that? You're gonna Google it. It's so integral to our everyday life that it's a fucking verb. Like, you don't Bing something, you Google it. Then they introduced these sponsored links, which is fine. It's the same service. We just kind of scroll down a little bit because the first 3 to 5 links are sponsored and less relevant. Fine. And then they introduced this AI summary box, which again, same service, we just have to scroll down a little bit. Because the AI box is often wrong, and it doesn't actually give any traffic to the websites it pulls data from, because why would AI be decent? Also, fun fact, if you ever want to get rid of that, just swear at Google when you're searching something and it doesn't come up. Very similar service, the same service, just not as good as before. But this isn't like an internet-specific thing. This is a capitalism in general thing. Like, I took a flight with a new airline within Canada a while ago, and it was amazing. The food was actually good. It was half the price. The plane was nice. Like, it was great, no complaints. But I don't trust it. Like, I know as soon as it gets established, it's just gonna get as shit as the rest of them. Like, it's a fruit sitting on my kitchen counter. So the internet is getting worse, and it's getting smaller. I do take a bit of solace in the fact that there are good places online still. IamAwesome.com still exists, which is hilarious because that's from when I was a kid. You've got Tools.app, which is like a fun lo-fi image editor. You've got NeoCities, which is just GeoCities, but new, so much fun. My most recent favorite is like Image0001.com. It's basically this dude made a website that scrapes YouTube videos with the title IMG and some numbers after them and just plays them. It's like doom scrolling, but wholesome. It's a lot of family gatherings and pets. There are good things out there online. They're just harder to find. And it doesn't help that we've outsourced all of our discovery and adventure on the internet to algorithms, but I've made a video about that, so I'm not going to include it here. We need to talk about social media because, let's be honest, that's where most of us spend most of our time online. Like, when was the last time you genuinely enjoyed this? Do you remember when Instagram was for photos and art and friends? Do you remember when Facebook actually showed you what your friends and family were up to? Do you remember when TikTok showed you good content? Does it still feel that way? Like, every time I go on social media, it just feels like I'm being sucked in against my will. And I will talk about how it addicts us later on in this video, but right now I want to talk about bots. Because it's really difficult to tell how many bots there are online, but some people think it's like half of all internet traffic. And this isn't just weird AI girlfriends, this is people, conversation, posts, comments, likes, shares, all of it. It used to be when I didn't like someone online or I didn't like something online, it was still a human fucking being that I didn't like, or something made by a human fucking being. But that's not necessarily the case anymore. I'm actually preferring things made by human beings, even if they're bad now, because the alternative is just bullshit. And it's not just social media. It's the reason why we put Reddit on the end of every Google search, so we can read something actually written by a human fucking being. We're watching the humanity of the internet being torn away in front of our eyes. Something that was built to connect us is now connecting us to robots copying us. And that is not the same. So I ask you, when was the last time you genuinely enjoyed this? I genuinely enjoy watching things made by people. Whether that's people being people, art, music, fucking whatever, posts. I enjoy reading things made by humans. As hopeless as it feels, as awful as it looks, there are small parts of hope, small places on the internet that have resisted the claws of AI expansion. They all have their problems, but small Discord servers and Reddit threads are still humans being humans. There are still content creators and artists like myself. There are still vloggers and bloggers. There are people who make things online and gamers just because they enjoy doing it and they want to share it. There are good human things out there. They're just getting harder to find.
We live in a world where Greta Thunberg is being called an ISIS bride for...
I like Lord of the Rings and fantasy shit. Lord of the Rings.
I eat all of these vegetables in 3 to 4 days, and you guys are asking how, so this is...
But this is the part of the video where it kind of takes a turn for the worst. Because up until this point, it was the internet's gotten shitter, so our experience with the internet has gotten shitter, but the world is a worse place because the internet is a worse place. And I know it's kind of this running joke at this point of we're all addicted to our phones and social media, but have you done the maths? Take however many hours a day you either spend on your phone or on social media, whichever number you want to use, and then times that by 365. That's however many hours a year you spend on it. Then divide it by 24. That is how many full days a year you spend on either your phone or social media, whichever number you chose. I did this with just social media, like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and I spend 45 days a year on social media. That is fucked. But we're hooked, we're addicted. They use the same principle as slot machines. Constant dopamine, but like slightly random rewards. And while we're hooked, stupid amounts of data is being collected about us. All designed to make us think and feel and act in a certain way. Like, for example, Facebook has changed people's feeds to make them feel certain emotions. They've increased voter turnout, and the algorithm has been used to get certain people elected and cause people to do heinous acts. We need to change this narrative of social media selling our time and our attention to advertisers, because that's not what they're doing. Social media companies are selling a service. That service is their ability to manipulate the user, which is 60% of the world's population. What they've done is created a mass manipulation machine where they sell off their ability to change us, change how we think and feel and act to the highest bidder. Some people who buy their services just want to sell you some more leggings, which like pop off. Some people want you to think and believe and do awful things. And don't even get me started on polarization, because everyone's feed is unique. Like mine is different to yours, which is different to your siblings or your friends or your parents, your partners. We don't know what other people are seeing. And when we get all of our information, our news, our beliefs from these algorithmic-based systems, these personalized systems, we don't know what others see. We don't know what evidence they have. And it's gone to a point where so many people have such a twisted worldview that they see a genocide and they're like, yep, that's A-okay. The thing that makes me feel the ickiest about all of this is that the internet used to be a place that we went, a place that I loved. You chose to go online. You chose to do whatever you did, play your games or surf the web or whatever. But now, because of our phones and our addictions to them, it's infiltrated every aspect of our lives like a fucking parasite. We have an abusive relationship between us and billionaires and big tech and our phones, and if we don't do anything, it's only going to get worse. Like, it's not a surprise that depression, anxiety, loneliness and polarization and social media use have all risen at the same time. We aren't apathetic and we aren't defeatists on this channel, so here are a few things we can do to improve our relationship with the internet. And the first is we need to dictate our time online and our relationship with the internet, because otherwise it'll just be dictated for us. Because right now we are currently always online, like permanently 24, I was going to say 24/7, but I suppose we are asleep at some point. We all know we're addicted to our phones and they never leave our side. Leave your phone at home and go touch some fucking grass, just for 5-10 minutes. We need to dedicate times to being online and dedicate times to being offline. I'm not saying we have to throw away our phones or delete our social media accounts. I mean, you can, but that's up to you. But like, for example, I just use my laptop instead. I don't have any apps on my phone, and I still doom scroll, but it's easier to break out of because it doesn't quite hit as hard on a laptop, and there's so many other better things we can do. If you are going to go down the route of throwing away your phone, deleting social media, that does not give you an excuse to not be connected. Before you do so, find some news sources which you trust. You don't have to agree with them 100% politically, but you do need to trust their journalism. Same with friends. Find some friends who you would trust their opinion. Then you can talk to them about these things. And when it comes to like protests and direct action, like I find most of those on Instagram, but most of these groups have websites, or if you have friends that you go with, they can let you know. It does not give you an excuse to stay disconnected and not do anything to make the world a better place, because the world needs you to do something to make it a better place. The other thing is make stuff. The internet is more fun with lots of little gardens in it, so make your own garden. I'm currently using NeoCities to teach myself to code to make fun little NeoCities websites. There's not going to be any money with it or any views. No one's going to think I'm cooler because I can do this. It's just fun. And the internet is more fun with lots of little things in it. Now, we do need to talk about structurally and societally, what do we do? Because we should be pushing for stricter data regulations. Our data should be ours and not a company's. We should hold social media platforms more accountable to who uses their manipulation algorithms and what they're used for. One thought that's kind of been spinning around my head for the last couple of weeks as I've been researching this video is, what if we changed these metrics of success for algorithms? You know how when you're in a country and if you change the metrics of success from GDP to national happiness, then what people do to achieve success changes, on an institutional level. But if we did the same thing with algorithms, we changed it so how well informed or how well connected we are is the metric of success rather than how much money it makes an evil corporation. Also, fuck billionaires. Fuck them. At this point in the story of the internet's life where everything seems really grim, it seems dark and it seems hopeless, what if they had never rode out gloriously in the Battle of Helm's Deep? What if Merry and Pippin never convinced Treebeard to go south past Isengard? The stories would have been completely different. The entire trilogy would have changed. We can go home and pretend like nothing is going to happen, and then not only the internet, but the world will get worse.